Buenos dias, Gunners Collective TV. Back at it? You already know. Like a motherfucking smack addict. Bye-ya, bye-ya, bye-ya. And in Menudo style in direct fashion, we're going to get straight into the content of the day. You guys see the thumbnail, but before we do, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on all so that way you're directed in the directions of the dope content that I am kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support. We're going up, and it's all because of you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Danny Masterson, right? I did a video on him the other day, and I was wrong. So let me correct myself. You know, the information, the intel, right? The information I got was that he was being moved from reception, which was, I believe he was in North Kern, and he was going to the PHU, which is the Protective Housing Unit in Corcoran State Prison. Now, from what I'm hearing, that didn't take place. They decided at the last minute, and for no other reason, to put him on the main line. Okay? And when I say main line, I don't mean the main line as in GP, general population, but the main line of a SNY yard. Okay? A sensitive need yard. Where there's a lot of people on these yards for various reasons. Whether it be prison gang dropouts, non-active gang members, chirujos, people in there for, weird cases or telling or whatever. Whatever floats their boat, whatever the administration has decided is a sensitive need, or these guys that have requested to go there, they're there, right? And Danny Masterson will be fitted right in. Now, from what I've been hearing, the word on the curb is he's not going there with welcome arms. And I didn't expect him to hit any yard going with welcome arms. And it's not because of his case. There's a lot of people fighting for his innocence, saying that he was set up, saying that, he's an innocent man and there wasn't enough evidence to convict him. Obviously, they convicted him. That's just the way it goes, I get tired of hearing people say, oh, no, he's an innocent. He didn't. Look, there's a lot of shit you have to go through and a lot of evidence that's presented when you go to trial. It's just the way it is. That's why there's vatos that fight cases for 3, 4, 5, 6 years, in the county jail, because there's a lot of shit that they have to go through. You're allowed to fire your lawyer, hire a new lawyer. They delay trial, it could go on for a long time. Ultimately, at the end of the day, if you take it to the caja, to the box, you go all the way and you're found guilty, more than likely there was enough evidence to convict and you're probably guilty. 99% of the guys that go even take it to the box. I never tripped on taking it to the box. I know that that's some gangster shit. Oh man, I'll go all the way to the box. Everyone says it. I'll go to the box with this shit. I'll go to the box. Why? You did it? I know, homie, but nah. Look, you go to the box, bro, you're going to get every bit of that time that they offer. Every bit. Take your little deal. I had a homeboy that had committed a murder, and they hung his jury, and then they offered him 10 years. He had already been in county 4. Shit, me and the homies were like, take that deal, bro. In 6 years, you're going to be wiggling. He said, nah, hell nah, bro. I beat it once. They're going to retry me. I'll beat it again. They flipped somebody in his case, and he got 40 years. Yeah, it's just that simple, right? Anyway, so for the people that are saying, hey, he's innocent, perhaps he might be. This might be a political witch hunt, or they've decided to use him as a scapegoat. Whatever you may think in your mind, ultimately, he's in Corcoran prison doing time for rape. 30 years. That's it. So that's ours on his jacket. But you would think going to a place like a sensitive need yard, they're not tripping. There's vatos like that running around all day. Why are they going to trip on him? Well, I'm going to tell you why and exactly what's going on with him. He's a star. Okay, he's an actor. He's a well-known actor. His case was very publicized, and that's why I was told he was being placed in the PHU, the Protective Housing Unit, for people that have those types of cases, people that are very well known, their case is publicized, there's really nowhere to send them. Because ultimately you become a trophy. See, these SNY yards are not like they were back in the beginning when they first would put dropouts and they first would put these guys with these weird cases there. Everybody was just trying to stay away from the linea, trying to stay away from where there was a lot of iron going on, general population, where guys with these sensitive needs and these weird cases could not walk the yard or couldn't even make it past R&R. But now these SNY yards have become even more vicious than the linea, more vicious than general population. And it's because in the 2000s, what you had pop up were a lot of dropout gangs. Okay, they started to recruit. They started to gain numbers for self-preservation, for protection from general population, even though there was no interaction with general population. In them times, just like they're doing now, they would integrate people. They would send general population inmates, guys that were still active gang members, onto these S&Y yards. They would slide them on there. It was a mistake. It seems like CDC always makes mistakes. And what would happen was these guys would have a pass, the non-active gang members, to get on the heads of the active gang members. See, the active gang members would get to a bad yard. They would already know they're going there, that the yard is considered bad by their group. It's not good. And when they got there, they had a certain amount of time to take flight. If they stood there, their name would get put on the lista as well. Hey, what happened to the homie? Oh no, bro, he went over there to Pleasant Valley. He just stood there. Was that right? Show, right? And his career's over. You know, and then he gets out, goes to the hood, thinks it's all cool. You know what I mean? After doing 18 months in Pleasant Valley, and the homies are like, hey, bro, where the fuck were you? What do you mean, where was I? I was in prison. I know, shit, I know. But what prison? It became like that. You know, it used to be back in the days when you get out of prison, the homie, they throw a party. It was all good. Hey, where were you, bro? I was in the pinta. Pinta band. Everyone's all happy. Now, fucking ain't no party. There's no balloons. They're going to pop your balloon. You get there and, hey, where were you, homie? I was in prison. What prison? That's it. That's the next question. Are you active? What prison? Who was your cellie? You know what I mean? Why are you walking like that? Just weird shit. So anyways, Danny Masterson getting to an S&Y yard. For any other regular person, it'd be crimson and clover. You know what I mean? Bacon and eggs. SOS. Smooth. He'd get there. It is what it is. You know, you cause your own wreck. You know, but there's a lot of these dropout gangs, and there's a lot of them that have formed for whatever reason that try to pressure these guys, or do pressure these guys that have weird cases. Because people obviously think that these chomos or these rapos or these weirdos are able just to be comfortable on these yards. And I think they set a precedent on that these vaulters are going to get whacked. They're going to get extorted. They're getting punked in there. It's happening. You know, I remember there was a YouTuber who's no longer around that used to be on YouTube and used to be like, you better thank us S&Y guys for doing what GP won't do. Well, of course, GP won't do it because they never get action. If they did get action, it'd be done swiftly and quickly. I understand this. So there's a lot of these prison gangs that they're doing what they do just because they have numbers and that's their attitude towards people. Ain't nothing wrong with it. You know, ain't no one trying to save a chomo. So Danny Masterson having this R in his jacket, he's considered a sexual offender. Okay, so he's considered the bottom rung of that yard. There's still lightweight politics on those yards, right? There's still prison gangs and groups that feel some type of way about people with weird cases. Now, Danny Masterson having the money he does, being an actor and well-known, he would be considered a trophy. There's going to be groups that are going to run up on him and be like, hey, homie, you're going to pay what you weigh. Or we're going to bone you, right? That's just what it is. And then there are groups that feel, hey, maybe if we whack this dude, it'll make our group look tougher and harder, and nobody will mess with us on this yard. Case in point, the gay boy gangsters. I've had a lot of people ask me over the years that I've been on YouTube, is there really a gang called the gay boy gangsters? There is. It's not a myth. It's not Bigfoot, right? There really is. This group, I think, was started around the mid 2000s when the S&Y yards really started popping, like say 2006, 2007. And from everything that I heard, Gbgz, or that's what they call themselves, were started just like any other group or organization or gang were started for protection. Okay, a lot of these guys that are, I call them chiruhus, gay guys. And again, I don't have nothing against gay people. That's not a crime, eh? If that's what they want to do, if they like KY jelly, that's on them. You know, I don't like that. But if that's what they like, ponle. There you go. Order it at cantina, man. You know, couple jars and handle your business. But there's those individuals that go to prison that are either gay for the stay or they, you know, like to indulge. And they've turned to the brown side. Cornhole, right? And in the midst of doing that, you know, there's going to be people that feel a certain way. Because it's not hatred, but vatos are always going to clown a little bit like, damn, bro, why are you walking like that chueco pinche vato? You come out, hey, when you got here, you were walking like this, now you're walking like that. right? And they're gonna joke, and then it becomes a thing where they start to bully and pick on people because they figure if you're gay, you're weaker than. And that's furthest from the case, man. I remember there was a dude who swung that way, man, that was knocking everybody on the yard out. You know, he used to knock fools out, be like, oh, you don't get down? Boom! Now you do, right? It was weird. But that was just his thing. So they had to come together like butt cheeks, literally, right? And form this group or gang. Now, I'll tell you right now, these other SNY groups or gangs are not intimidated by these guys. And these guys, I'm sure, are not going to war with them. But it's just a gag or a group of friends that have come together to start, you know, to basically label their position on that yard. And, you know, quietly as it's kept, from what I heard from a few of my homeboys that were on those yards, man, because I got homeboys that were on SNY yards, definitely, right? Have told me, hey, bro, trip out. The vatos are with the activities, eh? You know, hey, you try to fuck with them, bro, and they'll pull weaponry out on you. So anyways, I guess either they've taken a liking to this guy, fucking Danny Masterson, in his case, but from what I'm hearing, it's not a liking like he wants to be liked. They want to like him up and down till he says, freak me, Danny. They want to do some crazy shit with them. They've put a green light on him. That's what I've heard, right? It's hilarious to think that, but prison is not a place to play. It's not a playground. Okay, it's not a place to play. If you're getting to a place and you hear a group, and I don't care if it's the Gbgz or the fucking STDs or whatever other group there is, right? How would you feel as a grown man by yourself? Because ultimately in them SNY yards, you're by yourself until you join one of these many groups, or you have homeboys, camaradas, or whatever you have in there, people that you know. Then I can see, you know, it's all good. But until then, you're on your own, like a Patti LaBelle song. You're Michael McDonald in that shit. You are on my own. And you get there, and just like the movie Blood In, Blood Out, how your pretty blue eyes light up, right? Well, Danny Masterson, they're on you. Okay, now, from what I'm hearing, and it could be a joke, they say the Gbgz put a green light out on him. I don't know what he did. Maybe he has some something against gays that they've heard in the past, and they makes them feel a certain way. So they want to either one or two things, either have him join their ranks, you know, they want to jump him in, you know what I mean? However they do that, or they want to make an example out of him. Again, like I said, Danny Masterson is a trophy. I'm sure if he's on the yard right now today, it's already first time to go to first draw, and he's already gave up a lot. Okay, and it's going to be like that his whole time until he gets this appeal, and if he gets out and they clean up his name. I mean, his name's already tainted. Then it will be what it is, right? But word on the curb is he has a green light by the Gbgz. They're not going to let him walk the SNY yard, right? Now, someone in Danny Masterson's position is asked out because, and I think that's what they want him to be asked out, but because he has no one that's going to back him up. There's no one, he's not going to go in there like, hey, I'm a millionaire, I'll pay you guys. They're going to be like, why would we let you pay? We'll just take it from you. Okay, it's Wild Wild West shit. So them gay boy gangsters, from what I heard, they kind of just mind their own, and they do their little chiruju things, whatever they're doing on the yard. That's them. That's their get down, right? They don't fuck with nobody, because ultimately at the end of the day, man, who's scared of them vatos? Nobody, right? And there's some dangerous groups. You know, there's yards, these SNY yards now are 75% of the prison population. You know, so you have to adhere to their rules and regulations. There's rules everywhere you go in life. You know, you're going to get there, and these different gangs or different groups, you know, you can go to one SNY yard, you know, there could be one group's the deepest. You can go to another one, it'd be 2 fivers are the deepest. You go to another one, it'd be gay boy gangsters got a squad. And that's just the way it is, man. You know, that's the way of the world. Just like out here in the real world, we got all kinds of crazy, weird shit going on. Well, even in prison nowadays, they got all kinds of crazy, weird shit going on. Shit that people wouldn't understand. Old school convicts can adapt to that and don't understand it. Well, Danny Masterson better get with the program rightly and quickly, because what's going to happen in there is he's going to get there and people are going to approach him right off the bat. And they're going to need to know what's happening. And they're going to take whatever they want. And if he's a man, he's going to fight for his, and they're going to place him in administrative segregation. If he's smart and he's hearing the whispers, like the whispers already, if I'm hearing it, I'm sure he's hearing it. Hey, guess what, Danny? Can I talk to you, eh? Hey, does Mila smell good? Does Mila Kunis smell good? Okay, look, trip out. And this is an old school convict talking to Danny in R&R. Hey, so, have you ever heard of a group called Gbgz? Danny's like, no, I haven't. Okay, yeah, well, they want to fuck you. So, give me, let me see, what do you first draw? Yeah, give me 100, and I'll make sure they don't bone you. Yeah. And then Danny's like, okay, and then he plugs them in, and next thing you know, I like your shoes, I like your pants, why don't you take off your pants? They're coming. Anyways, Walter's like, burnt that fool. Fuck that fool. That 70 show, it sucked anyways. The ratings were down. And that's it. There's no escape. If he got a green light from these guys, there has to be a reason. But I've never in my whole life heard about the Gbgz putting a green light on someone or even having that respect to put a green light on someone. Now, there's some gangsters in it. That's why they're called the gay boy gangsters. Don't get it twisted. Just because they like to lick each other's earlobes doesn't mean they won't stab you. It's part of prison, man. Every man went in there a man. Now, if they come out a woman, that's on them. But they went in there as a man, right? So they have the capabilities and access to weaponry to handle their business. Danny Masterson is in trouble, man. And I think, and it's fucked up that he's in trouble. If he is truly an innocent man, let's just take it from there. Let's say if he's truly an innocent man and he was bamboozled, befuddled, and set up in Hollywood, wow. Hey, people that did that are scandalous because his life has taken a dip, homie. It's going to be all bad on the S&Y yards for him. Okay, that's why I literally thought that they were going to put him in the protective housing unit because I know that them S&Y yards are just as bad as the main line, if not worse, because there's nobody dictating the program. See, there's no big group, and I'm going to do a video later on and we're going to discuss that, but there's no group saying, hey, homie, we ain't going on lockdown. You've got to talk that shit out or figure it out, but we ain't going to be slammed. You know, there's no rules like that. These are different type of rules. Now you're getting there and all these guys that weren't, you know, and I'm not going to say all of them because a lot of these prison gang members that are on the S&Y yards, some of them are as tough as nails, right? Some of them are with the program. They're seasoned. They've been around. A lot of them were on the main line, 4 yards. They know about 180s. They did all that. They're just over on the other side. Maybe they got whacked, maybe removed, whatever. They're over there and now they got with their homies and they formed a new gang and they're doing their thing. So a lot of these guys are seasoned, hardened criminals. Okay, people judge, oh, they're on S&Y, they're weak. Shit, homie. Don't judge a book by its cover. You know, you seen what just happened on Donovan, an S&Y yard. Vatos will butcher you. That's just it. Doesn't matter what yard you're on. Shit happens on every yard. The S&Y yards are considered the most dangerous because the more shit pops over there because it's wide open. So if Danny Masterson has the gay boy gangsters got a green light on him, I don't know if it's a green light to bone him or a green light to take him out. But there's going to be a lot of other groups I think he's going to have to worry about more so than them. You know, I don't know if he made derogatory statements or things he said about the gay boy gays. I'm sure he doesn't even know they exist, or he does now. I'm sure, right? But in the past, he might have made some derogatory statements and they feel some type of way. But I've never in my life heard of them putting a green light on someone. Is that even acknowledged? I don't even. Hey, guess what, eh? The Gbgz got a green light on you. Fuck them, eh? What do they want, my chorra? Nah, it's a green light on his chorra. Nah, I ain't tripping, eh? Get to the yard, look, I'll buy all you vatos fucking dildos. Here. There you go. They're made out of Jolly Rancher, but ponle. That's it. Nah, ain't no one tripping. But Danny better because he's on his own and he has no friends there. He's not going to have a friend there. He might meet some other little fucking weirdo that's right there like, hey, I'll be your friend. I used to watch you on TV. And Danny's probably going to be boning him. It's weird, man. I'm telling you, the prison lifestyle, man, he better adapt fast because he has a lot more to worry about than the Gbgz. But like I said, don't sleep on him, you know, or sleep with them. It's up to you. But there's other groups and gangs that are going to definitely come for his head just because he's well known. See, you're a trophy. When you got any fame, money, automatically, you know, so it's just the way it is, man. It's just the way it is. You know, when I was on a 50-50 yard, man, I met this white dude. He was a cool youngster, right? And I used to tell him, hey, bro, you know, he used to always be by himself. Why don't you kick it with the whites? You know what I mean? And he was like, nah, I'm not into that shit. And they weren't sweating him. You know, they weren't sweating him. They were just like, whatever. You know, they got to thinking maybe he's an ex-northerner or something because he hung around with the homies. And I thought, hey, were you a homie before? And he said, nah, bro. But, you know, they think I am so. And whatever. The homies accepted him because he had hella money, right? This vato was buying hella cantina. Hey, putting money on all the homies, especially me. He was putting hella money on our books, packages. All the homies got packages. Shit, vatos were like, damn, white dude, come over here, eh? Come over here, brother. Buy all the coffee, right? And later on, I pulled him to the side like, hey, bro, you got hella money, man. What do you do? Because I was getting out and I wanted to kind of figure out, hey, you know what I'm saying? Can I get in the pockets a little bit? How do I, can you give me a job? Give me a highlight. And he told me, hey, bro. And look, I'm not going to tell you what band, but he was like, hey, it's a Rock and Roll Hall of Fame band. Facts, right? He's like, you know that group? I was like, shit, who doesn't? That's like, they're like the Beatles, eh? He was like, yeah, my dad is the drummer. And I was like, what? And now I figured out and I realized he wasn't bullshitting. Their last names matched all that. That's where he was getting his money from. And I was like, okay, all right, I see you. So he was smart. He was intelligent enough not to let that be known on the yard because people would take advantage of that. If they know you got bread, homies, like Jesus said, break it. They're going to be on you. So anyways, is Danny Masterson going to be okay? Probably not. Especially if the Gbgz are lurking in bushes looking for him. Now, if anything does happen to him, I highly doubt the Gbgz are going to kill him, right? If they do approach him in some manner and he tells the cops, because the way I look at him, he's a regular Joe Schmo. He's the type of dude that would tell the cops, hey, I'm not supposed to be here, right? And they'll put him in administrative segregation and possibly transfer him to a different prison where the Gbgz aren't. So they're not on every yard. There might be 10 of them on this yard and one of them on that yard, and they're not going to uphold that green. It's not like, hey, everywhere he goes, hit him. It's not going to be nothing like that. They're not deep enough to do that, I'm sure. Anyways, so that's the word on the curb. Danny Masterson, attention on the tira. Danny Masterson, he has a green light by the Gbgz. Hey, and they can't wait to come out to get with his program. So watch out. Hey, you better run, Danny, because them vatos are in there with fucking gloves on, workout gloves, and they don't even work out. Workout gloves, shaved eyebrows, and TikTok pants. And they're coming. Danny Masterson, man. Pobrecito, that vato's in there. Hey, if the R on your jacket is for real, brother, fuck you, eh? They got you, right? If not, damn, bro. What a life, huh? From eating steaks and Instagram models, man, to some guy named Alfred with the fucking, with stripes in his fucking shit. Talking about he has a green light on you in the yard. How can you have a green light on you from a gay group? We're not going to assault you. But the wind is blowing. And they're on them. Hey, with that being said, off the Chamus move with a purpose. Get everything that you want coming. Remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the struggle, to strive, to struggle. I got a double up coming, a banger, man. Something that's happened in the CDC that I know it's been gaining a lot of attention. I'm going to put my 2 cents on this, so be on the lookout for that later on this afternoon. I appreciate all the support. Thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears this fly-ass bull's crown. And I'm going to continue to strive and struggle for what I truly believe in, and that's providing the best possible entertainment I can here on YouTube and bringing the gente together. And Danny, here's my word of advice. Clinch. I said clinch. I said bang, bang.